Welcome to another episode of Same Cast, Different Day podcast. I am Mark Rowland.
And I am Tina Marie.
Yay, Tina! She's here for another episode.
Yay, it's me. Hey guys.
Yay! I can't think of the word. Dang it! See, that's why I hate when I forget stuff. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in for another episode. So we got some serious stuff to talk about here. This might be new to some of you. So I want to get started with in Indiana. A postal worker was killed over a stimulus check. Now, according to sources, that the postal worker had made numerous complaints about the house, where she told them to put the dogs away, and she had left notes about their dogs, and they refused to put their dogs away. So she stopped delivering mail to their house, and they told them that they had to go to the post office to pick up their mail. So while she was out delivering mail, I guess they confronted her about their stimulus check because they have yet to receive a stimulus check. So I guess there's an altercation that went ahead, and they shot her and killed her.
Wow, that's so sad and ignorant in so many different ways. I have no words for that. First of all, if somebody is telling you constantly that I can't provide you a service because you got these dogs here, then maybe you should put the dogs up. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but then you're not going to have a service provided to you.
Right.
Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure after so many times that she placed a note that when she stopped delivering the mail was probably being held at the post office. So then, at that point in time, you need to go to the post office and go pick the mail up. Now, the only time it became a problem is when you thought you had some money coming in the mail. So now you want to go shoot and kill this woman who was trying to do her job. You wouldn't allow her to do her job. Now you have a senseless killing over a stimulus check. Like, this is crazy. Like, I just got angry.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they fought the person who did it because her job put out a $50,000 reward to lead to the person arrest. And they said a 20-year-old Cushingberry, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, so the Cushingberry, 20-year-old was arrested in his involvement of Angela Summers, who was 45, who was shot to death while delivering mail in the state's east side of town. They said she died at the hospital. What else is there?
Bless her soul. Wow.
It's wild, and like I said, and it was over something that was just could have been so avoided at the same time. Like, you literally took somebody's life over because they didn't feel safe coming to your house, and I find that shocking.
Yeah,
And it not
shocking, disturbing.
right,
Disturbing.
like I said, in this day and age, it's just like to still hear stuff like that is going on is very, very shocking to me.
Yeah. You're ignorant.
Moving on to another note, so I wish I would have brought it up. So in Milwaukee, I believe I was at work when this happened. So here in Milwaukee, it was a very tragic day here. So a guy decided to kill 5 of his family members in their home, aging from I believe 13 to 41.
I want to say it was 14 to 41.
14 to
It
31.
was four children and a grandmother? Is that what it was? Or something like that?
Or I
Four
think it was the
children,
mom.
the mother. Okay.
So yeah, I think it was the mom. It might have been a grandmother. As is when this podcast is being recorded right now, as of today, that they have the funeral services today for all 5 family members at Pitt's Funeral Home. And
Oh my goodness.
that has to be one strong family to, you know, deal with having to bury five of their family members. And I believe the guy who killed them, I don't think he's directly related to him. I think it was like the mom's boyfriend or something like that.
Okay, I was wondering how he was in the mix. I also know that it was a 3-year-old child that was in the house at the time,
Right.
and
The child wasn't unharmed.
that was not her. That was not harmed at all.
Right, that's
But
correct.
wasn't harmed physically, but this is going to be mentally excruciating.
I am having
It's
some
sad.
super audio issues on my side.
Uh
um,
oh.
I'm so sorry about that, y'all. So, so yeah, like I said, that was that whole situation was just tragic. Some were from there. It was rumored that the reason why he did it is because he was diagnosed with cancer, and that this was something that he was not going to be able to survive, and he just took it upon himself to just take out other people. And I think that was very sick and selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were people, I think at one time, there were a lot of people talking about like they should bring back the electric chair here in Wisconsin and put him to death.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me personally, I don't believe in the death penalty because a lot of people say, well, why should we keep them alive on my tax dollars? I said to make for me, as I said, to make them suffer. Like you took
Yeah.
somebody's life, like it should be pictures plastered all over their jail cell of the people that they killed.
So, do you think he will be found as to be being insane, or
That that could happen, but at the same time, this is with being told that he's diagnosed with cancer, or whatever. It was like he kind of planned this, so it's gonna be kind of hard for me to see him trying to plead insanity or whatever, because this seemed like something he planned. And then considering that there was already a history of domestic violence between him and the girlfriend already, just to show that this is something that just happened.
wow?
So like I said,
Well,
it was
have to see. We'll have
yeah.
to see which way that goes. This is fairly new. This just happened this past week, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So this is like the second mass shooting that we've had in Wisconsin this year. Well, in Milwaukee specifically this year, because the first one was the Miller shooting.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. That was tragic.
Yeah.
Well, that was the
Uh,
result of bullying.
yeah.
When,
Yeah.
because that's actually
Yeah.
something I want to cover on a future episode. When even with current when with current and new managers coming into their position and they're trying to establish their dominance, that's something I want to talk about on a future episode because that can lead to bullying and then that could lead to people's reactions as to what that guy did, Farnston Miller.
Yes, I agree with you. That'd be a great topic for discussion.
Yeah. So
Great topic.
to switch gears to a little bit of a happier note, um, well, should we no? Let's cover the Universal Studios.
Okay. All right. So this was kind of news to me, and I had to do just a little bit of brief digging to find what I feel like is a credible source so I can give y'all the tea. NC Entertainment says it will no longer play Universal Studio films. So when Martell Rowland had told me about this, I was just in utter disbelief and trying to wrap my mind around the possible reasons why. So this kind of jumped off from the Trolls sequel. Um, it was reported that the sequel to Trolls had been more profitable for Universal than the original because of its on-demand release. Okay, meaning everybody got to see it came straight to their home. Okay, so when Universal peeped that it was more profitable for them, they decided that when they get ready to release movies in theaters, that they will also do it simultaneously with direct-to-home format.
Hmm.
So So when AMC caught wind of it, AMC said, "Man, listen, we ain't playing with y'all. So we just not gonna do that. We not gonna show any of your movies in our theaters." So it is said that AMC believes that with this proposed action to go to the home and theaters
Mm-hmm.
simultaneously, Universal is breaking the business model and dealings between the two companies. So it looks like a little mini war has started. I feel like this would probably work out, hopefully, in the coming months because nobody can really go to theaters anyway. I really wish we had a drive-in theater still here in Wisconsin. We used to have a few of them, but not anymore. And I really feel like that during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
they would kind of have saved the theater industry just a little bit. With that being said, I have recently, actually earlier today, had a conversation about how Netflix is, their movies, their own Netflix movies are becoming better quality, and they're starting to have more A-list stars within their movies. And I just feel like maybe in the coming future that theaters would start to kind of fade out a little bit. Not saying they'll be completely gone because I do enjoy a DC or a Marvel movie
Mm-hmm.
in theaters because it's spectacular. But I do feel like that it will come to a point where streaming services like Hulu, I don't really be on Hulu like that, but I don't know if they have any
Yay,
original
Hulu.
movies that they make, or any original content that they make, but I don't see why any
Mm-hmm.
streaming service would look to kind of expand to making their own movies. It makes sense, okay? I also feel like that having, I know eventually, like movies that are shown in theaters do come home eventually, but I think it's just going to be kind of a way of the world, like how we had VHS tapes and like Blockbuster, where you had to go rent the movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went to kind of like how Netflix or the Redbox started out, where you could go to storefronts and
Mm-hmm.
essentially rent the movies like that in DVD format and or Blu-ray format, and then it went to streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do feel like that the theater industry has started to become hit hard, even over the course of maybe the last 20 years, because of all of these things that have come into play where people are able to stay at home and watch movies. Everybody doesn't like to go to the movie theater. So I feel like if they could hatch out a plan with Universal as far as having the movies there in theater, and then their direct
Mm-hmm.
to home approach, then it could be profitable for both. I think they just need to sit down and think about it before they make any hasty decisions, like saying they're not going to show any Universal movies like that. Universal is like they make a lot of movies, okay? So I
Right.
don't really understand why AMC would make that kind of decision like that. What do you think, Martel?
So my whole thing is, I don't see it being that. Maybe for Netflix, it's very profitable. I don't know how it is they make money off of the movies, their own movies, but
Mhm.
for like Universal Studios who don't have their own streaming service and then want to put it directly to streaming, I don't see how they really making money off of that really either. Because like when you say like they release it to directly to home, and let's say Netflix like, oh yeah, I will pay you $20 million to to stream your movie on my platform, and is that all that the Universal Studios are going to get is the 20 million, even if they spent $100 or some million making a movie?
That's true.
Because
So I feel like,
cause, like even with Netflix, there's no advertisement, so it's like there's no commercials playing. So these people are not making money off advertisement during these. So like I said, I'm not really a fan of AMC theaters. I really didn't go to AMC theaters like that. I mostly go to Marcus theaters. So
yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I mean, I just wasn't a fan of MC theaters in the first place. So I'm like, I don't think the movie industry would die. Well, should I say the movie theaters would die per se? Like you said, it would just like slowly start to decrease a little. But I don't feel like
Mhm.
it's something that's going to die.
Yeah, no, I feel like that um they'll still be there, but because of the fact that people have so many other options to watch movies now,
Mhm.
um, look at how much they have increased ticket prices, refreshment prices, like it's insane. And movies have progressively gotten shorter too. Like unless you're going to go see like a Marvel or DC comic movie or other certain movies, like it was a really long movie. Most the average movie is only an hour and a half now.
That is true.
Top, you know. So
It,
it's like you're getting less, you're paying more. It's a great cinematic experience because it's on a big screen, you know.
mhm.
Um, I just don't know how they'll work it out. It'd be interesting to see in another
Yeah.
20 years
I
if we'll still have
I
theaters
think
like
once
that.
everything work out, it'll go back to normal. Cause like I said, it's a lot of like Universal Studios can probably afford to not put their movies in theaters, but it's a lot of people out there who can afford for their movies not to be in theaters because they depend on that money from the box office sales to make their money back off of putting the money into these movies, especially for
Mm-hmm.
independent people. They depend on that kind of money.
Yeah. Yep. It might just come down to a point where um, movie stars aren't getting paid as much. That would cut some
Well,
costs.
they've been overpaid for years anyway. I mean, cause to be honest, it's like they talking about they spent like $100 or some million on a movie or something like that. Or they spent 50 million, like 10 to 20 million of that is just for one person pay,
Yeah.
and like that is
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
like I said, like you said, movies are shorter because it's costing so much more money to make movies now and it's like even with them progressing with animations like I love what they call them action movies but over the course of the last few years I'm starting to hate them because now it's getting to the point where the animation is starting to not look real. It's starting to become unrealistic. Like even the explosions don't even look any like real or entertaining to me anymore. So it's like you
Yeah.
guys are spending all this money on CGI and putting all this stuff on green screen and doing all this extra stuff and it's like the quality of the movie, the production quality is getting worse and worse.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So that can
I
be
agree.
so, but by them spending so much money putting it into just animation alone and doing all this other crazy stuff, it's that's what's gonna kill the movie industry to me. And I think the series that started all this stuff off, as far as like all this animation, is the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh my goodness. So
Because
I stopped watching them. I have to be honest. Probably after like the second or third one. I for the life of me can't wrap around like this is probably what the longest running movie franchise, right?
just
In like history. Like it's like nine of them, isn't it?
yeah, I think nine was supposed to come out this year, but it didn't happen due to the coronavirus. Like I have seen every last Fast and Furious movie. I enjoy the franchise, but then as it
Bless your
went
heart.
on, just like I said, like it got to the point where so much of the movie was green screen that it wasn't entertaining. It's like you can tell when it's fake. Like compared to back in the
Mm-hmm.
days where it cost less money to make a movie, but at the same time they were using I
People
know
were actually doing these stunts and
people were
everything. Yeah.
actually doing these stunts. Um, there was real fire that was being used and
Yeah.
all these other things that they don't use anymore. Like I
That's
get
true.
it for safety reasons why they don't use these things, but at the same time for people who love like me who love action movies and I go to the movie theaters to hear these things, these explosions and all these different things happen and it just be like, oh god. So yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm over it.
Yeah,
I mean, cause
I never watched that many
I
of them.
mean, cause lately, like I said, like lately, it's been so hard for me to even watch movies. Like I find it even hard to find a good TV show for me to watch, especially since the shows that I actually watch is now off the air. But it's just like TV is so predictable, and then if it's not predictable, it's just reality TV. Like I said, Freeform is the only to me is the only network who get it right.
Mm. I haven't watched reality TV in a long time,
But
like an actual life.
you know what I just thought about? So for people
What?
who are independent, I just thought about Tyler Perry put his whole entire catalog on BET Plus and gives them new shows. But the thing is, that show, The Oval, I think it's called The Oval or something like that, or The Oval Office or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, this ain't nothing but a rip off of the Half and a Half Nights. Instead of it being a governor, it's the actual president. So I'm like, he just made the same show all over again with just a whole new cast of people with the same, seem like almost the same
Hey,
plot.
if it worked, it worked. If it worked, it worked.
But I don't know how many people have caught on to that. To me, that's what it seemed like.
I think I only saw one or two episodes of those.
Although then he got this one show on the BET Plus, and then it was I wasn't sure what I watched because I don't know if they was in college or what, but it was these two dudes like talking to each other, and then next thing I know, the dude pulled down his pants and his whole dick is exposed, and then the other dude touches his dick, and then it's like he like praised the dick, and then gets back up, and then they like it was just weird. I was like, this Tyler Perry finally coming out.
You didn't know what was going on?
I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, is this Tyler Perry's coming out party? Am I missing something? I didn't know. I have no. I still don't know what's going on. Like, I want to subscribe to BET Plus just to know what's going on, but I'm too cheap to pay for that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I freeload off people Netflix.
Oh my goodness.
although,
That's interesting.
although this thing you ain't supposed to
I
share,
didn't even
but.
know that had happened.
Hmm.
I said I didn't even know that all that had happened.
Yes, it was all over Twitter once it aired. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, what?
Oh, I got to catch up on my feed. See, I be lost at work. Missing all the feed.
Right. That's because I got some freaky Twitter followers too. Some of them, so you know they be posting some freaky stuff. But it wasn't just like I said. You would think that it was just like the gay guys posted it. This was women. It was a lot of women talking about this.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like,
Like, hey, what's going on?
it caught everybody off guard. I'm like, because at first I'm like, this can't be real. Like, no, this ain't no real. Like, no, this is the actual Tyler Perry show. I don't know the name of this show at all, but I just know it's the actual Tyler Perry show. I'm like, okay, coming out party. Okay, sis, you came out. Oh god.
Like, did anybody peep that? Because I did.
Right. So speaking of new stuff, so Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce released a song together, which I can never remember the name of the song.
Savage remix?
Yes. And like I said, I'm not really a rap fan or a rap person who listens to rap per se, but I actually like the song. And not just because Beyonce was on there. I really didn't pay attention to Beyonce part. I think this was a song by Megan that I should be paying attention from the get go because I actually like Megan, the Megan part better.
Oh, do you? Okay, so you haven't seen the Savage Challenge that has been going on based off of this song?
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is why I need to get on TikTok with them young folks.
Get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. So, the original song was dropped prior to the quarantine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, how TikTok has become more popular since the quarantine. Everybody are doing all these different challenges and
Just
whatnot.
because they bored asses at home.
What you say?
Just because they bored asses at home.
Yeah. So they're trying to being creative, which is really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But they've come up with a dance, so that's the thing right now. I'm doing these dances on TikTok. And it was the Savage Challenge.
Wait.
I still, for the life of me, can't get it down. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, but we'll talk about that later. So it's been going strong for like continuously play for about like the last 2 or 3 months now, and they decided to drop the remix last week. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Megan is on there. Is she on Def Jam? Rockefeller, right?
I'm not
Thank
sure
you,
because I know she
Spotify,
just got. I know she sued her record label.
Yeah, so that was the one, the independent label that she was on, that she's been on for a few years. She just got a major deal. I want to say it was with Rockefeller.
I think Jay-Z is Rock Nation.
Rock Nation, okay. Is that what they call themselves now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if Rockefeller still exists. They might still exist. I don't know.
Okay. So that's probably the reason why Beyonce is on her remix, but Beyonce killed that. Like,
But you know,
and you say,
I think
like,
I might
maybe
have
better.
saw one of the TikToks though because they had their one with Mariah
Yeah.
version with that song. Now that I think about it, I
Yeah.
just never paid
So,
attention.
yeah. You
Huh.
should go and start looking at these TikToks. It's very interesting.
I need to download the
We
TikTok
should do
app.
one. We should do one. We should do one.
I know. I'm gonna have to download TikTok. I said TikTok. Oh my God, TikTok for we can.
So they not only do music, they also do the clips and videos.
I know. I want to
Like
do the Golden Girls one.
movies. Okay. So, but this song is, I really like it. I feel like it was strategically dropped.
Mhm.
I really love the energy. Not sure if they're gonna do a video for the remix. They might eventually do a video for the remix. I don't know how that'll
If
happen because
if it
of
was
quarantine
if it was pre-recorded before the quarantine, it's probably in editing now. So we
already.
probably should be getting a video soon. If they
Okay.
did it, pre-quarantine.
Mhm. So I'm really excited for Megan. Um, I've been a Megan Thee Stallion fan since she was underground, kind of the same with Nicki Minaj, and I really hope she evolves, but
Mhm.
I hope she stays her. You know,
Mhm.
kind of like Nicki to me was better when she was doing her underground stuff. She was a lot more
Yeah.
raw, harsh. Her play on words, I love them.
Wait, where
I
has
feel like
Nikki
she's a little
been?
whitewashed now.
Cause
What you say?
Where has Nikki been? Cause she been on mute.
She got booed up.
Oh,
She is booed up.
that's why she not doing music. I thought it's because Cardi B was coming for her.
I feel like Nicki kind of hurt her own career by the way she was hating on Cardi B. Like, Cardi B recently did an interview, and they asked her quite a few times until she answered the question, why hasn't she dropped any new material? And she just blatantly said because it's Megan's time to shine, and she felt like this is her time to shine.
Mhm.
Let her eat because she had the same, she had an opportunity to do so. But
Mhm.
she is working on, new material. So I thought that was pretty cool
Mhm.
that Cardi showed her that respect because Megan is a Nicki fan.
Oh.
And yeah. And so even though still Cardi still, that's why I love Cardi B. I just like her personality
It's
because
it's taking me a minute to grow into her, but I'm starting to like Cardi a little.
yeah, I love me some Cardi B. She's
I
one of my favorites.
I finally seen some of Cardi's live performances, and you know what? I gotta give her credit. It's entertaining. And like her
Okay.
stage presence is amazing. Like I said, it's hard for rap artists to catch my attention, but she caught my attention.
Yeah. She'll get up there, and it's like she just stay true to herself. That's why I like her. You know,
Oh,
she ain't fronting. She'll get
right,
up there, she do her little dancing and stuff like that, and she got high energy, so it's great.
right. All
It's great.
right.
You can tell that she loves what she does.
True. Alrighty, so moving along. So on top of Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce's collaboration, so Kelly Rowland recently dropped the single to Coffee with a visual, which I love the visual, but I was trying to get somebody to confirm. I think she was in the video. It was like this one shirt and it was like see through, and I said, I'm like, do she got her titty showing? I mean nipples and all. I watched the video like 4 or 5 times when it first came out just to see like was I really tripping? Like, did she really got her titties out? Which is crazy. And then it's crazy because the song is called Coffee, but she only say coffee one time in the whole song.
Oh, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it, and I got scolded earlier because of that. Martell is a super huge fan of Kelly
Yeah.
Rowland for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons. And I have to make my way around to listening to that. I am a Kelly Rowland fan. I am. I
See,
love her music. I love her. I love her personality. I love her style. Everything.
see,
I just gotta
a
get
lot of
around.
people always ask me why I always gravitated towards Kelly. And I would tell them like back then, like when the whole Destiny Child, even in like late '90s, early 2000s, it would be very rare when I would see somebody who's my skin tone on TV. That was an
That is
artist.
true. That's
Like
true.
everybody was
You're pretty
either
proud of me.
like
Yes.
like everybody was either mixed or they was
Yeah.
white
Yeah.
or we had Whitney. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a lot. Like even at that time, people like Luther and Whitney, people who looked like me wasn't really in a public eye like that back then. I mean, we had Genuine and Aaliyah, but and I think Tyrese might have came on later on down the line, but like I didn't care for them people. But I just gravitated towards Kelly the whole time. She looked like me. I don't know. It was just something about her that made me gravitate towards her.
She's a nice natural beauty. Natural beauty,
Right,
talented, laid back. You know, that's why I said I love her aura, because she definitely has one.
right.
Um,
But on
and
this,
it's just great.
but this time
And I'm
around,
glad.
I was just like, I was just so proud of her because like it's been 6.5 years since Kelly has released anything that's going towards the album. And then the thing about it is, a lot of people was saying she couldn't do it, and it's like she's doing this all by herself. She's independent. She released this under KTR Records, which is Calendria Trinae Rowland Records.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm proud of her. And like it was a great song. It was like y'all don't know how excited I was when this song came out. And
I
then
can
it
imagine.
and then it instantly made me want to have sex.
Don't you? That's always a good thing.
Because it started off as coffee and sex in the morning, breakfast in bed, and this. I can't see. I can't even remember now. I'm so excited.
Yes. Yes.
But
Coffee in the morning.
it was a
Yes.
great song. But speaking of, I think one night we both off like know how she do the coffee with Kelly at night or after dark.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do something like that on like Instagram Live or Facebook Live.
Oh, that would be interesting. Just like a good, uh, grown up session.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because
Mm-hmm.
she was talking about sex toys on there.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
she was getting into the details. So,
Okay.
she talked about this one toy where basically the woman put her, I guess the clip, and
Mm-hmm.
so it goes inside of this little thing, and there's like this little thing that on there's like a tongue that moves. She said she needed 30 seconds with it. With 30 seconds, she was done.
Oh, okay. I need to get your hand over the details.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go find it
I
for you.
need to know.
I'm gonna have to go find it.
Name, manufacturer.
So, ladies, if you know the name, if you listen to this, you know the name of it, send it to us.
Please,
So that way we can
let
let
me
all the
know.
other ladies know what it is, so they can go get it.
Man, listen.
And then she also talked about do you like romance or just get straight to it?
Ooh. So that would be a great topic of discussion. Great topic of discussion. Because I feel like that has evolved over time for me.
Mm-hmm. To me, I told me it always depend on the moment for me.
Ooh, so it used to be like that for me, and I think I like more romance now
Mm-hmm.
than anything. Um, so I used to be, so I'm always cool for the quickie or whatever, but at the same time, you gotta flirt with me or something. Like, if you want
Right.
to, like, you gotta flirt with me just a little bit.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? Don't just, like, snatch me out of my sleep and then in pitch black and I don't know where I'm at because I was just in the middle of a dream and you just expect me. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you gotta, be feisty with me. Send me little text messages so when we see each other it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're walking around the house, smack my butt or something. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do something. Let's do some
Do
play fighting or
do
something real
something
quick
to,
and then we
do something to let me know you attracted to me.
yes, yes,
I agree.
yes.
So I got one more that she discussed before we go. And
Okay.
so this one was when it comes to toys, do you use toys with your partner or do you prefer to use them by yourself?
Both. I have to say that not a lot of men are comfortable with um, certain types of toys being
Mm-hmm.
introduced for them to use with their partner, in my experience. It really depends on the guy and how comfortable he is with certain things. But I get it. I get it. And then some men don't like to use toys because they want the real thing. They don't want to.
Right.
Some men just want foreplay. So I feel like toys are a part of foreplay.
Right.
And some people just don't like foreplay, but that's going back to how I said I like things differently now that I've gotten older. So I say both. I feel like it's really intimate when you do it with your partner. That's a really intimate thing.
Right. For me, I just would have been like with partner, because it just seemed like it
Yeah.
just leads to more freaky deaky stuff,
It does. Yes, it does.
and it's more of a turn on.
It is. But some people just ain't ready for that type of stuff either.
I know.
I know for that.
I know. Oh, Yeller, if
I
you
know
listen,
for
that means you need to step your game up. Just saying. On that note, we are going to end this episode. So, stop.
always, always.
You know I'll be having to be extra sometimes.
Together.
So, on that note, I want to thank you guys for listening to this episode. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Facebook at Same Cast Different Day Podcast and on Twitter and Instagram at SCDD Podcast. And you can follow me at Martell Rowland on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And me on Facebook at Tina Marie Haslett. And on Instagram and Twitter at __ TINAAMARIE.
All right. And don't forget to share this podcast with your friends and your family. Let them know what's going on, because we talk about any and everything. So make sure y'all share this. Make sure you leave a review also. Help us get them 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts and all the other platforms out there. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next episode. Leave after Mother's Day. Yeah, after Mother's Day.
Yes. All right. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.